Friesen just didn't have anywhere to go here as they come up on a Wuji.
Yeah, Wuji's a lap truck, and you would think he would get to the bottom. They're racing side by side, and I think Stewart assumed he would stay low, and Jesse moved up the road, and really nothing Stewart Friesen could have done differently there. He was committed to the outside. Obviously, he tore up his truck, so hindsight's 20/20, but you can see there's just no way to think that a Wuji would move up in the lane.
Yeah, that's incumbent on the spotter to say, hey, they're coming too wide behind you. Move down to the bottom, give them room, and they would have been able to get by if that had been the case.
Chase Elliott, trying to get to the outside of the 42 is Kyle Larson.
Whoa, down to the bottom, and they touch.
Oh, another wreck. Goodness gracious.
Now look at Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin is 2 laps down. Don't tell me he can't win.
Tries to squeeze to the outside of him, but Larson does a good job blocking him. Now Larson realizes he's going to go to the inside. This is almost similar to what happened between Joey Logano and Kyle Busch earlier. He tried to go to the inside. They just make contact, and they both go around.
Creed slides high. He's out of the groove. And Hill takes advantage, and there's Eckes. The caution is out. Hard into the wall is the 18 of Eckes.
It looked like the lap truck, Michael, got Sheldon Creed just a little bit tight. He got just a little bit too high in the traction compound and had to let off, and it's allowed Austin Hill to get by.
Oh. All right, explain that one, Jamie. Break that down.
Well, there's not much to break down. That looked like there must have been something earlier happen, and that was a retaliation for it. There's really no reason for anyone to do what Ben Rhodes has done to Christian Eckes there, to right rear someone on the straightaway.
Jimmy Johnson to the inside of the 38. John Hunter Newton. Big crash. Eric Jones.
Oh, it's hard into the wall. That's Tyler Reddick right with him.
It looks like Eric Jones ahead of him. Is Eric Jones going to get loose? Oh, no, he just checks up trying to go around a slower car, and Tyler Reddick had a huge head of steam coming. And as Jones moved down to go around that slower car, Tyler Reddick and he make contact, sends both of them around into the inside wall.
They were battling for 13th. There was a slow car to the outside of Jones. Oh, and he just misses the Fitch inertia barrels there at the head end of pit road and catches the pit wall.
No, but thank goodness there is that safer barrier on that inside wall to help that impact.
Turn 1.
And there it is, the guy that won it last year. That's Michael Annett.
Oh, they almost all got through.
Austin Hill, Joe Graff Jr. also get a piece of it.
Puts a block, just got loose, getting into the corner. We've all been there before.
Nice miss by Riley Herbst.
Herbst had a couple of good moves to stay out of trouble early in that truck race last night.
And I think he hit him right behind the left front. That car will probably be okay. These two, not so much.
Hate it for Joe Graff Jr., who was making his first start in that 08 car and qualified up front.
So the guys know about a lap ahead of time when it's going to run out, so they'll fill it spun up and turn that up.
Sorry, James.
Oh, Kyle Busch almost saved it. He collects Logano, and he's in the wall with Keselowski.
Yeah, you saw Joey Logano trying to keep Kyle Busch behind him, tried to block him, and Kyle went to the inside, and I think they made a little bit of contact and around, or which really just ultimately created this mess. Kyle's got a huge run, gets right to the rear bumper of Joey Logano, and you can see as he pops out. I mean, I don't know if the air turned Joey a little bit or they made contact first, but around went Joey Logano.
Jeb Burton in the 8. That's already going around, starting 3rd. Huge damage.
Man.
Right up front. See, it's... And then he slid up right in it, right in his tire track. So I don't know if something was leaking or... I don't know. Something was weird with the 9 car and the smoke coming out of the left front.
Nice job by Annett to get around, but Brandon Jones just could not avoid it.
Terrible luck right there. Unfortunate for everybody. You don't want to do that first corner like that. But again, it was almost, there was something that was strange about that.
Yeah, look at that left front. That's fluid.
Yeah, he's got fluid. He's slipping the fluid, I would say.
Back of somebody.
Oh, yeah, we got a car turned around. The 61, the 22.
Austin Cindric, the 22, has slammed into the inside wall.
Happens so often here.
This is where stage points could help Austin Cindric. You see the damage to the front of that car.
Cars back is when they make contact, so everybody's trying to get slowed up and just around they go.
Interesting, the 22 of Austin Cindric, there was nobody behind him.
Yeah, I'd like to get another shot of that. I was looking more in the front.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, maybe too much rear brake.
Yeah, he
got hit.
Oh yeah. You wave at everyone going down the back straightaway. You hope that your spotter is doing everything on top of the tower, telling everyone around him what's going to happen.
Wow, that did not work out for. Oh, Kyle Busch turns Chase Elliott.
Hard into the wall and almost back up into traffic.
Oh, Clint Boyer getting pushed. Almost collects him. Goes to the outside. Follows Denny Hamlin by the 18. And Kyle Busch just moves up and misjudges it completely. Gets into the left rear, spins Chase Elliott around, sends him into the inside wall.
Now Mike and Jeff.
Oh, Kyle Busch. Heavy contact. Wow.
With 9 laps to go in stage 2, Kyle Busch piles up his Camry.
That's something you don't see very often. And I mean, to me, that thing is usually pretty accurate, that virtual car, as far as from positioning. So pretty good chance that somehow Blaney was able to get to the inside of the 18.
He is pulled away. Oh, and now trouble.
There we go. We said it, guys.
Herbst, Hemrick, hard into the inside wall. And the caution is out. And since the leader did not get back to the white flag. Whoa. A bit of a block there on. Was that A.J. Allmendinger that Herbst attempted to block? Yeah. Oh, man, how close was that for A.J.?
Barely missed Daniel Hemrick. That's a big impact on the inside wall.
Running the low line, that's what you got to do.
That you're going to get a big run. Trucks on the high side.
Caution is out, and you see why. It's a big one. Rafael Lessard is involved in that, and there's playoff driver Tyler Ankrum.
Man, that's a tough break. Hard hit. It's got the fuel line knocked off. That's where that fire's coming from.
You can't really see what's going on ahead. It's going to cause issues.
And that is that whole convection of trucks. That was Bain and Crafton on the outside, and then Lessard on the inside. When you're the inside truck that close to somebody, it's going to snap around most likely.
Air like that. It's not the most efficient car.
Angela Ruck is around and into the wall hard. Christian Eckes gets a piece of it.
Hold the wheel straight.
Tate Fogelman, part of it.
That's a lot of fire.
And the 28 of Doza. Keep an eye on the 00 of Angela Ruck.
Yeah,
a little contact with Derek Kraus, and that got it going.
She tried to squeeze in a tight position there, and wasn't quite enough room for her to do it effectively.
Lane making it work.
And the 42 slides, tags the 43. Bubba Wallace back into traffic, and the outside wall caution comes out.
Heavy damage to the 43. You saw it live. Started with a little stack up. The 42 got loose in front of the 11 as they stack up off the corner.
Heavy damage to the 42 as well. This ground is so wet.
11 got a back of him, turn him down into us.
Just car gets wiggles, then runs up in front of Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin really nowhere to go. Gets into the back of the 42. Look at the 42 just get destroyed when he went in that grass. So we talked about he just got a little bit loose, and just somebody, he didn't have anywhere to go. Right here, loose, right up in front of Denny Hamlin. Now out of control, Bubba Wallace, nowhere to go. Now only thing he can do is lock it down and hope. He did get into Eric Almirola there.
Well, look, I thought they were saving gas or just being conservative to stay on the wreck, and then we thought.
And there it is. One car goes sliding across the infield grass. William Byron, who won his qualifying race here on Thursday. And that will change everything.
And they had just gotten a run. The 10 gets to the rear bumper of the 13. Little surge of the 47. Oh, he gets to the left side of that rear bumper. And we've seen when you try to bump draft, you need
seemed to be either the center or to the right. Oh, it almost looked like Stenhouse was going to poke out and try to go by him and maybe misjudged it, made contact, turned William Byron right around.
Trouble back straight away. Around goes the 47 on the very first lap. Ricky Stenhouse with front end damage.
You can see Reddick still on the bottom. Oh, Stenhouse almost 4 wide at the very bottom, makes contact, sends him directly into that inside wall and then into that safer barrier.
And in that initial skirmish, one of those cars involved was Quinn Houff, who has never turned a lap here.
By Denny Hamlin, can he put the block on? Oh, car, 77.
They're right behind you.
That was Ross Chastain, got down on the apron, turned him sideways up the racetrack.
Straight into Ryan Preece.
And we have involved.
Another multi-car pileup. With 2 to go, we'll go to overtime.
Hamlin gets down in front of the 6 and really stalled out this whole lane, continued his momentum, although the 17 right there was going to the outside. Maybe he's going to make that pass. Chris Buescher, heck of a move there to get to the outside. He might have taken the lead.
Newman, both lucky and skilled to make it through without damage. That 34 McDowell with hardly any damage.
And the 4 almost got into 22. Now they're 3 wide.
And around goes the 18. He catches the 19. Mark Truex Jr. into the wall.
Straight. Get going. They're wrecking behind it. Pick it up a little bit.
Contact. Cole Custer involved.
From the highest of high to now the low. Cole Custer wins at Kentucky and now wrecks out at Texas.
And look behind. He just stacked everybody up, Junior.
Now let's see how this 18 gets loose here. Oh, he gets tagged by the 10.
Did the 10 get hit by the 1?
Yeah, I think the 1 got in the quarter panel of the 10, turned him into the 18, and look at that behind him.
Keselowski trying Hamlin for 4.
Oh, Stenhouse, heavy damage. Big wreck. Tyler Reddick, Cole Custer.
Oh, Ricky Stenhouse.
Bowman.
He is having a hero or zero kind of week.
And he just makes contact with that left rear of the 47. I don't know if Stenhouse had to check up a little bit when he caught the 42 of Kenseth there, but just looked to me like maybe Jimmy misjudged getting in behind the 47 of Stenhouse.
I think Kurt Busch may also have some damage from that one.
Trouble big time. The 19 of Brandon Jones hadn't even told the story that hours ago, just over an hour ago, he got his first career win in Gander Trucks at Pocono, and now this. What a rough start. Second year in a row they've had an early exit.
Yeah, it looks like Austin Cindric's behind him, but it's hard to tell if he got into him right there, Regan.
Maybe a little contact, if anything. You know, Brandon may have had to check up just a little bit as they got 3 wide right there. Austin might not have been prepared for that. And
start on the pole and find yourself all the way back.
Oh, and now the 45 of Majeski after some contact and a heavy hit.
Majeski moves up to block. And they come together. Looked like Enfinger moved down a little, and Majeski, what did you see?
Well, you called it perfect. Grant went to the outside, had about maybe a foot up alongside Ty's truck, and there again, as a driver, you have to make the call inside that truck whether you're going to try to block him or not. At that point, Ty had the line into the corner.
And the 7 as well.
I don't know what's going on. Just tag the fence right there. I'm all out of shorts.
And there's trouble. Third caution of the afternoon, and another one of our key players. It's Harrison Burton on the inside, and twice today we have seen how important that is. And you think about the start for Harrison, 10 consecutive top 10 finishes, those 2 wins, and now back-to-back weeks where he's crashed out early. Last week at Talladega, and today stage 1 at Pocono.
Especially when you're a rookie. Oh, there it goes.
In the middle.
Oh, no.
Lost away himself and upside down is the 45 of Majeski.
Let's hope he gets back on his tires here.
That thing's square on the roof. What a shame.
In back of the
That's Fogelman in the 0-2, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then, man, Majeski just turned sideways down the front, and it just tipped right over. NASCAR does so much work in the wind tunnel to have flaps, air flaps, different panels on the truck that blow away that is supposed to prevent that, but
Austin Cindric just a half a lap away from doing something he has wanted to do forever, win on an oval. Behind him, though, the battle is good. Ross Chastain and Riley Herbst. We got cars sliding down the backstretch, but here comes for the win.
Trouble.
Hey, Greg. Here's the big one. Man.
Well, there goes half the field.
Sure does. You can see Joey Logano really aggressive to the rear bumper of the 10. He's going to push him all the way up to the 2. And they just, right before the 10 gets there, there's a little bit of movement. And that little bit of movement, when you make that much contact, turns your car right around. That's exactly what happened to Brad Keselowski and the 10 of Almirola.
But Chase is going to be able to push that Atlanta car back out front, more wrecking.
And around goes the 95 and the 37.
Hard hit.
Into the wall.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's awful.
Ryan Preece in the 37.
Oh, Christopher Bell trying to get up in front of him. Then they make contact. Oh. Poor Ryan Preece. We talked about he's had a string of last place finishes, and wow. Such a Junior and I in this booth, when he was heading to that wall, we were both cringing.
And now they're 4 wide going into 1.
That's it.
Oh, and around goes the 7. Hard into the outside wall.
Buddy, hang on.
The
Hang
7.
on.
On the apron, the 21 of Anthony Alfredo was into the wall hard. He's upside down, sliding through 1 and 2.
And normally you think you're going to get down here and you're going to slide up into the racetrack, but he just never had a chance to. Allgaier just kind of, I think, needed to give that spot up and get out of the throttle, but knowing there's a race win, if you can make it work, maybe ahead of you, just chose to stay in the gas.
And look at this car. It gets up on its side. It's sliding. You know, these cars have roof flaps that design them to stay on the ground when you see a high speed rollover at, say, a restrictor plate track. But here, that wasn't really an aerodynamic thing. The cars aren't going at top speed on this restart. That's just the force of this car. Hitting that outside wall throws it up into the air. And then, Jeff, as we saw, it slides to a stop on its roof.
Oh, we got a crash.
48 goes around. The big one happening. The one's upside down. Kurt Busch climbed all over the top of the 41 of Custer. The 2 is around. Playoff contenders involved.
Yeah, right there. The 14's pushing the 48. Gets him turned around. Now, off the right. Kurt Busch way up in the air. Fortunately, came down on his tires. There it starts, right there. That trial, we talked about it earlier, that is the worst place. That's where your car has the least amount of grip around this racetrack.
To the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside.
Wow.
Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof, Ryan Newman comes across the line, 4th. And comes to rest.
The inside, they lock bumpers and turns Ryan Newman around. Upside down he goes. Corey LaJoie coming along, making contact.
Blaney tried the top side, tried to get low. Ryan Newman goes around, and the car goes to its roof, and here's the on-rushing Corey LaJoie picking it up and over.
So are you gonna die today? Make it out alive.